That's exactly what I'm saying, because I think it makes a mockery of the women's game. If the focus on, now we just have to have people because of marketing and their attention, and they're not as talented, we're not putting the best.
This came after Molly went live on air, claiming Caitlin was making a mockery of women's basketball. She argued that Caitlin brought down the quality of the game and only stayed relevant because of her fan interactions. Meanwhile, the Fever just fell short by 1 point to the Mystics last night, in what turned out to be the biggest crowd ever for a WNBA game.
Mystics moved tonight's game against Caitlin Clark to the nearby NBA arena and ended up setting a new all-time WNBA attendance record. It's impossible to overstate what Caitlin Clark has done for the WNBA. Simply incredible. Just look at that attendance.
Caitlin Clark has quickly become a national sensation, packing arenas and drawing massive attention wherever she plays. But some sports commentators, including ESPN's Molly Qerim, have stirred controversy by saying Clark's popularity is hurting the sport, even though the numbers tell a different story. As Caitlin keeps putting up incredible stats night after night, many are questioning her real impact. Is she just bringing in fans, or is she elevating the game itself? And where do comments from players like Angel Reese fit into this discussion? In truth, Caitlin Clark's rise has reshaped women's basketball. Her performances have inspired millions, but not everyone has been supportive. Critics like Molly Qerim have questioned her influence, turning what should be a celebration of progress into a heated debate about respect, competition, and media bias. Qerim's remarks that Clark is making a mockery of the sport shocked fans and analysts alike. But when you look at the record-breaking attendance, growing fanbase, and excitement around the WNBA, it's clear Caitlin Clark isn't hurting women's basketball, she's redefining it.
She's got the wrong skill set to handle the physicality of that league, and she's a rookie. And if you're a WNBA player, if you're any kind of player, you're going to say, I'm going to make a statement. Targeted by society, targeted by her looks, targeted by her reputation, targeted by the disrespect that they've shown to the WNBA. There's a huge target on this kid's back. I thought Cameron Brink said something really smart. She said, now they're expecting this rookie class to be perfect. This rookie class isn't even one of the best rookie classes.
Molly Qerim argued that while Caitlin Clark has undeniably boosted attendance and viewership in women's basketball, she hasn't truly raised the overall level of play. Qerim claimed that Clark's game is flashy but lacks depth, exciting for casual fans but not for those who value the sport's fundamentals. In her view, Clark is more of a performer than a pure competitor, someone who brings in big numbers but doesn't uphold the true spirit of the game. According to Qerim, Clark's heavy focus on three-pointers and highlight-worthy moments has shifted attention away from teamwork, defense, and strategy, all core parts of basketball. But when you look at Caitlin's record, those arguments fall apart fast. During her time at Iowa, she broke record after record, becoming one of the youngest players in NCAA history to record multiple triple-doubles in a single season. She's not just a scorer, she's a playmaker, floor general, and a leader who constantly sets up her teammates for success. Her vision, timing, and court awareness are elite. She reads plays before they even unfold. And defensively, she's far from passive. Clark often guards top opponents and ranks among her team leaders in steals. So when critics like Qerim claim that she hasn't elevated the game, they overlook how much she's changed it. Caitlin Clark's presence has redefined what's possible in women's basketball, inspiring players, forcing teams to adapt, and driving the sport to new heights. And it's not just Qerim. Analyst Monica McNutt made headlines, too, saying she'd pick Angel Reese for Rookie of the Year if Chicago finished ahead of Indiana, which, of course, never happened.
I have said this all season, DC. My Rookie of the Year is going to go based on the standings. Okay. Because I think that is how you have the opportunity to measure impact.
And the sky is right above
In the sky right now, we're in the playoffs, so you have to give the nod in my mind to Angel Reese.
Again, what I think is happening here is this black woman is trying to play mental gymnastics and find a way to put Angel Reese above Caitlin Clark. Rookie of the Year does not go to a team. That's why it's called Rookie of the Year. It goes to an individual player. So wouldn't it make sense that you would analyze their statistics and analyze individual play overall? Like, this woman is doing all types of mental gymnastics in order to come to this conclusion so she can try to place Angel Reese above Caitlin Clark in that race. When the Fever in the future are ranked higher than the Sky, I'll be curious to see if she says the same thing. Let's see if she then tries to...
One of the most impressive things about Caitlin Clark is her remarkable consistency. Game after game, she delivers numbers that make even her critics pause. During the 2021 to 2022 season, Clark averaged 27 points, 8 assists, and 7 rebounds per game. Elite stats in any league, let alone college basketball. She's dropped 30, 40, even 50-point performances, carrying her team to wins time and time again. So when commentators like Molly Qerim call her just a show, they're missing the point. Caitlin's game isn't for show, it's the reason her team succeeds. Her resume speaks for itself. A unanimous first-team All-American, the first player in Big Ten history to record 1,000 points and 200 assists in a single season, and one of the most efficient scorers ever, shooting over 45% from the field and nearly 40% from three. Iowa wouldn't be where it is without her leadership and production. But while Clark stays focused on the game, another name keeps entering the conversation: Angel Reese. Reese has claimed she's the one who made women's basketball mainstream, arguing the media only spotlights Clark while ignoring her own success. Reese says she's been unfairly labeled the villain, while Caitlin's cast as the hero. But is that really true, or just media spin? Many fans and analysts think Reese's villain narrative is more about keeping herself in the headlines. She's talented, no doubt, but her resume simply doesn't match Clark's. And unlike Reese, Caitlin never fuels drama. She stays respectful in interviews, doesn't call out other players, and focuses purely on competing. Yet somehow, she's often the one painted negatively, while others who chase controversy get a pass. For fans, it's frustrating, watching a hard-working, humble player like Clark get picked apart by the media for simply being great. While some may thrive on rivalry talk, Caitlin's not playing that game. Her focus remains where it belongs, on winning basketball games and elevating her team.
Watching women's basketball right now, it all started from the national championship game, and I've been dealing with this for 2 years now. And understanding, negative things have probably been said about me, but honestly, I'll take that because look where women's basketball is. People are talking about women's basketball that you never would think that we'd be talking about women's basketball. I'll look back in 20 years and be like, yeah, the reason why we watching women's basketball is not just because of one person, it's because of me too.
What's even more puzzling is how the media treats Caitlin Clark. Despite her record-breaking success, she's frequently criticized by analysts like Molly Qerim, who question her impact and label her a sideshow. But why? It often comes down to how the media reacts to fast success. Caitlin's rise has been meteoric, and that makes some people uncomfortable. There's also an undercurrent of jealousy, especially from former players who feel overshadowed by the fact that it took a rookie to bring women's basketball into the national spotlight. And then there's the double standard. In men's sports, young stars who dominate early are celebrated. When LeBron James entered the NBA and shattered expectations, he was called the future of the league. But when Caitlin Clark does the same for women's basketball, she's accused of mocking the sport. The truth is, Caitlin hasn't damaged the game, she's redefined it.
Olympic break helped the Indiana Fever more than any other team. And I felt like the Olympic break really hurt Chicago. Because I thought before the break, Indiana was playing well, Chicago was playing well, and granted, there have been injuries and things like that. But since the Olympic break, this Indiana Fever team, to me, is a complete...
The double standard surrounding Caitlin Clark isn't just unfair, it's damaging. It sends the message that no matter how talented a female athlete is, she'll always be judged more harshly than her male counterparts. That kind of bias discourages young girls from chasing their athletic dreams, knowing they might never get the same respect. Another layer of this controversy comes from jealousy among some former WNBA players. For years, the league struggled to gain mainstream attention. Many ex-players worked hard to promote women's basketball but didn't get the recognition they deserved. Now that Caitlin Clark has filled arenas, broken viewership records, and drawn national headlines, some of those same voices seem resentful instead of proud. Rather than celebrating Clark for doing what they've always wanted, bringing new eyes to the sport, they downplay her achievements, suggesting her fame comes from hype instead of hard work. But the truth is simple. Caitlin has earned everything through talent, dedication, and relentless effort. Her rise isn't a threat to women's basketball, it's proof of its growth. Former players should be uplifting this new generation, not tearing it down. Because when Clark wins, the entire sport wins.
Caitlin Clark be a good pro? Absolutely. Will Caitlin Clark come into the WNBA and do what she's doing right now immediately? Absolutely not. Not gonna happen.
Caitlin Clark's story is bigger than one athlete. It's about the future of women's basketball. She's proven that there's a massive audience for the women's game, filling arenas and setting TV records that once seemed impossible. Clark has shown that women's basketball can be just as thrilling, competitive, and marketable as any men's league. For years, the WNBA has been asking for more attention and investment. Now that someone has finally delivered, the reaction should be celebration, not criticism. Caitlin has done more for the sport's visibility in a few short years than many could achieve in an entire career. Yet, despite all the progress, she still faces negativity from analysts like Molly Qerim and some ex-players. But her fans know the truth. Caitlin Clark's work ethic, focus, and impact will outlast the noise. Her influence isn't going anywhere. She's already changed the game, and she's just getting started.
It's all about winning. I don't know if y'all know that. I don't know if y'all been paying attention. See, I know why Cheryl Swoops is mad. I know why you mad, Cheryl. Because you see Caitlin making the money that you wish you would have made when you was a player. And you kind of bitter. You kind of salty. It's a jealous spirit. The moral of the story is this. Every OG is not an OG. Some OGs, just old and grumpy.
Caitlin Clark's journey is nothing short of extraordinary. She's shattered records, inspired a new wave of fans, and proven she's one of the most dominant players of her generation. Still, she continues to face criticism from analysts and former players who can't seem to accept her success. But her achievements speak louder than any opinion. No amount of jealousy or media bias can erase what she's done for women's basketball. Caitlin isn't making a mockery of the sport. She's transforming it. Her success has redefined what's possible and made the future brighter for every young athlete watching. As the spotlight shines on her heading into the playoffs this Sunday, one thing is clear. Caitlin Clark's legacy is already cemented, and her best chapters are still to come. Sparkles, if you enjoyed this breakdown, don't forget to like, share, and subscribe for more updates on Caitlin Clark and the future of women's basketball.